This tutorial, let's take this away. For this tutorial you had this, then this, and then this. You see how the crayon gets embossed. See that we only use one color here, right? Or actually, yeah, the color with the gold, but because of the density of the crayons touching the way we etched it on the paper, it gives out a good. It makes it look like a 3D, you know. Okay, so and then this with two colors. I used the brown and the green just because it's close to me. Okay, so you can use a blue and a green here if you want. Blue and a green, or purple and a green for the leaves. That'd be good too. And see how simple it is, and yet it looks elegant. Not counting these specks, okay, because we're just using a practice paper. So now we have another practice paper right there, see? So let's see what we can do. Let's go back to our candle. Okie dokes. Wait. Make sure our workspace is safe. And let's clean this. Okay, we're gonna use this to make Christmas poinsettias. Okay, that would be a little metallic. We're using this, which is from Crayon. It's metallic effects. So there's gold and glittery red, metallic red, and metallic green, right? So we start with this paper, but since it's too, oops. So we start with this metallic paper, but since it's too big, we're gonna cut this into 4 because we're practicing. You don't need the paper to be that big. So once again, it lends to making greeting cards because small items are easier to rotate. Now you need to make sure that your candles are secure and that you're always right next to your lit candle. If you have to leave and go somewhere, you gotta put out that flame. So let's start with which one? Okay, let's start with this. We'll do the basic 3. Not that that looks like a poinsettia stem, okay, but we're just gonna play with that. Basic 3. Oh, okay, it's warm enough. Okay. So with the poinsettia, I just wiggle the instrument a little like that, see? Okay, now we'll, it looks good enough. We don't have to cover it up. Okay, now we're gonna do the two at the bottom. Now we'll rotate it a little and do that. I would say don't overanalyze it too much, okay? Just do it. And you'll get a feel of whether the crayon's already melted or not. Let's wipe this side. Don't get too lazy wiping the blade, okay? Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, dokes. There's your flowers. Now we do a one color, not unless you want to mix them. Let's do just this. Up, down, and then out. Okay. Let's check the work. See where else we can put a leaf on. to balance it all out. I think we can do this. Right there. And then one more. Okie dokes. That's good enough. Whoever you're gonna give it to shouldn't complain. You wanna put some more? Let's try putting some more. Maybe here. And here. And maybe here. Once again, we're practicing, so we don't have to like worry about being too tasteless. Let's just practice. You don't want to, if you're practicing, you don't want to waste your paper, you know, so you put in as much as you want. And then make decisions later. Let's try, okay. There you go. That's good enough, right? See how it glitters? How it see the metallic effect? It's not too bad. Okay, now I'll show you something else. Let's use let's do the basic 3 again. Is that good enough? Let's do something like that. Okay. Let's use something that's almost black, but not quite. Okay. Let's do 3. Let's see what happens. So this one's not, this dark blue crayon is not metallic. Okay. So let's see what happens. That and that and this. Yeah, got too cold. Once again, I'm messing it up on purpose, just to see what goes on with how they mix. Rotate. Okay, see that? Let's fix this one. Nope, not hard enough. Okay, so now you have these three. They look like orchids. Now let me clean this and set it aside. Now this is dirty, see? You gotta throw that out and get a new one. Oops, okay. Now we're gonna use this. This the one that tapers some more, okay. So we're gonna, let's clean this. Okay, we're gonna make a, we'll see what happens, okay, with this. We'll just use this. See that? It's kind of dirty now, the tip. So what you do is do this and then do this. That's how you clean your crayon. Okay, so now it's clean. We'll do one petal here this way, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a loop. Okay. And do it on the other. Oops, not rotated enough. Okay, see that? So did you kind of notice that it doesn't look as Christmassy, but it's, the glitter is still there. So you can mix and match your colors to make sure that if it's Christmas, then you take the blue out and just concentrate on the red and on the gold. But see that? It looks like an orchid, right? So let's do the bottom of the orchid using I don't know, let's use gold. Let's use this gold for the bottom. So you turn it upside down and towards your blade. Okay, so let's clean this. Oops, be careful with your fire. I can't stress this enough. And then you put it in the middle. Once you get used to this, then you know how to control the fire. Make sure you don't burn anything. Okay, now that looks like an orchid. Let's do this golden green and this dark blue. Okay. Now we're gonna need this. Okay. I'm gonna do an upside down stroke for the leaf. Okay. So I'm gonna go from here and then down. Okay, so let's use this and this, or maybe this dark green and golden green, or metallic green. Upside down. Now we need to make sure that there's a lot of okay. We need to make sure that there's a lot of crayon. See that? Is that good? It's good enough, right? Okay, so what I've done to summarize, I did this Christmassy, that versus that. See, they're metallic, and then this simple one. This one. Okie dokes, thanks for watching. Valzubiri, and I'd like to tell you about the valzubiriagenda. So my idea was to self-publishing. You know, self-publishing is now accepted. It's been a decade, okay, and what you can do is self-publish your works, and I have an example, and self-publish your something about yourself, which is the best thing I can recommend is write your memoirs and your biographies. So right now I have four memoirs. Okay, all different stories and whatever. So these are all mine, and I'm okay now. Just want to show you how you can one up the competition, right? So I was telling myself I can write one memoir, but somebody can do that too, you know. So before I came out and start promoting anything, I wrote 4 memoirs, and now I have 4. I can write more. Okay, now here's how to one up your competition. This guy has 273 works, right, Richard? So it's kind of like, hey, you know what? It's gonna be a thick book, and it's gonna be $59.95. So I said, I decided to shuffle his works. So this is his works, and I reshuffled them and split them in 2. So now he's got volume 1 and volume 2 of the same pages, only they're reshuffled, and now he can sell each book for $37.95. So that's something you can do. Come up with 3 books because you can, you know, instead of just 1. You know, if I were a really mean publisher, I'd say, hey, you know what, I can only give you one book. But now he's got 3, and he's 72 years old now. We did this when he was 70 years old, 2 years ago, and he still cannot believe that he's got 3 books on Amazon. Okay, now I have 4 titles on Amazon. Okay, now because my art is kind of slower, I make dolls from porcelain, and I make them from scratch, and then I put clothes on them and whatever. I'd like to make a proposal to investors that I'd like to include a diorama, to make my works like dioramas with the dolls, and then I'd be able to incorporate precious metals and gemstones into the work, and that's how I would like to justify my prices. Okay, now here's something else. Once you've written one, you'd want to write more. Okay, once you have this guy, for example, I designed this book, Jerry Miller. Okay, so he wrote this 2 years ago in 2014. Yeah, 3 years ago, and then he wrote a second one, and now he's 72 years old with his twin brother, and so basically what I'm saying is, once you start writing one, you'll get to write another one, you know, because it's fun, and it'll help your art if it's a memoir. And so I'm gonna be releasing 2 books in January about this valzubiriagenda, and to give you things. Give you some pointers on how to write, how to emotionally deal with your writing, and how to be a little more technical when it comes to publishing books. Let me. I don't want to show you Jerry's face, okay? But Jerry came out with. He told me he had a book, and I said, okay, I'll help you when you're done writing. He didn't. You know, he didn't call me like until he got this put in to online. You know, createspace.com. Look at that. It's got a lot of empty spaces here. A lot of line and a half, and a lot of space here. It's not good, right? Look at the cover. The back cover is doesn't even have the spine, and then he's got this design on his cover. Okay, I don't want to show his face too close. So I helped him. Okay, so now this looks better. See. Now you need to do all these technical things. Be aware of these things, and I'll teach you. So basically, you're not even like a writer, and I'll teach you how to write, and I'll teach you how to become your own publisher. There is something else. Okay. I'm gonna show you and explain to you what goes on with publishing books. Look at that. So that's page 59. Let's go look at page 59 over here. Okay, see that? It's something to do with the embedding of fonts. Okay. See. So these things you need to know, and I'll teach you, and it's really simple. Some people make it think it's a mystery to publish. It's not, Okay, so there's something else too. With the valzubiriagenda, I am suggesting for people to double their price, and make an announcement of their scarcity. So for every price point, you're gonna make an announcement of how many art pieces you're gonna do at those price points, right? Now here's 100,000 to start, because art is unregulated, you can keep doubling the price. And so if the artist says that the current price that he's asking for is, or she is asking for, is $1,600,000, then everyone's price would be at that point, right? So everyone's potential revenue would be the difference between the current street value and the cost of acquisition. So let me show you that here. Okay, so this is the price, and the green would be the potential revenue. If this is the cost of acquisition, then this is the potential revenue. If this is the street market value right now. Okay, so now look at this. If the person succeeds, see that? That's the cost of acquisition, and then this is the street, the potential revenue, which you can report in your financial statements. That you have you bought something here, and now it's reached here. So there's a potential revenue, and that can be part of your report in your financial report. Okay, so now let's say you're a homeless person, right? And you're a street artist, and you're charging people at $5. So see that it can reach 2,560 in 10 steps. See, so you can say, hey, I'm gonna make 100 pieces at $5, and then $10, 100 pieces, and then another 100. So and then after this, you can say, hey, I'm gonna retire. Okay, so this is per piece. See, so there's money to be made only if it trends and people start accepting this. Okay, now look at this number. That starts at 100, and in 10 iterations, it reaches $51,200,000 per piece. Okay, now here's something else. If you get your pen and paper and try to do 1,600 pieces all the way to here, right? So this would be, on here, it'll be like 1,440 pieces at this thing. Now, the 1,141st will be this street market value, right? This asking price. So if you look at that, and you go like this, and you do like 1,600, so 1,440 up to here, and then this is the price that you're calculating on, you'll get just a little over $60 billion from that one single artist. And guess who got in trouble for not coming up with $60 billion? Bernie Madoff. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if only Bernie Madoff contracted with an individual who's still unknown, who starts at this price, he'll reach like $80 billion less the cost of acquisition here. So he'll have a net of like about $64 billion, something like that. Get your pen and paper, and you'll know that I'm right. So what I'm saying is, if you're in trouble and you need money, and you can get it through art, and if you get something here, all you need to do is to wait for the next iteration of the price, and you can tell your people that the investment just doubled. And then you can resell the art for maybe if it's 25 asking price, then you can say approach your friend and say, I'm gonna sell you my art for $20 billion. It's at $20 million. So you give a discount, right? And that's what happens. Okay, now you don't only give discounts, you also give commissions. if somebody knows a bank that needs a lot of money, and that bank can purchase like 200 works from an artist, then that artist should, if should give that person a commission if he can connect him or her to this bank. See, so you give away commissions. Now here's the thing. There are corporations that need money right now. There are national agencies that need money right now. And there are countries that need money right now. There are local agencies, government agencies who can't even pay the pension of their retired former employees. So they need money, and they need money creatively. And the way to do that is art, and make sure that you give commissions to those people who deserve a commission and deserve, if you have $20 million, you give away $4 million. That can set somebody for life. Okay, so I guess that's it. So I'll see you soon, and thank you for listening. And follow me, because every once in a while I'll go live and then explain this more to you.